What if I told you that you could begin today and change your entire life with one simple thought? Just by shifting the way you think, you could unlock $50 million, more money than most people ever imagine, let alone hold in their own hands. I know it sounds impossible, but what if it isn't? What if this secret isn't about working harder or being smarter than everyone else? What if it's about using the power you already have inside you? Because the truth is, there is a thought process, a simple, clear way of thinking that has already helped so many people turn their dreams of wealth into reality. This isn't some fantasy or trick. This isn't about playing the lottery or hoping luck finds you one day. This is about understanding how money works in the world and how your own mind can become a magnet for wealth. It's about tuning into a different kind of thinking, a thinking that feels so natural it's almost like breathing. When you understand this, everything changes. You'll see how easy it can be to start manifesting wealth, not in years or decades, but starting today. I want you to stay with me, even if you feel like this is too good to be true, because in the next few moments, you're going to see how this idea isn't just a story, it's a real method that works. This is the exact process that turned regular people, people just like you and me, into millionaires, even billionaires. And more than that, it's a way of life that makes money feel easy, natural, and constant. So let's dive in together and see how this shift can unlock everything you've ever dreamed of. Take a moment right now and really think about what having $50 million would mean for you. Imagine looking at your bank account and seeing more money than you've ever seen before. How would that feel? Who would you help? What dreams would you bring to life? This isn't just about having fancy things or showing off. It's about the freedom that kind of money brings. It's about knowing that your future is secure, that the people you love will be cared for, and that you can make a real difference in the world. Hold on to that feeling because it's more powerful than you know. That feeling of safety, of freedom, of endless possibility, it's the key that unlocks everything. It's what turns an ordinary thought into a real-life experience. And it's what makes this method so powerful, because when you truly feel that wealth is yours, your mind begins to create the path to make it real. This is why it matters. Not tomorrow, not next year, but right now. Because every moment you keep thinking in the old way, believing that money is hard to get, that you have to struggle and stress and sacrifice to have enough, you're pushing that dream further away. But the moment you let go of that old thinking and start to believe in this new way, you open the door to a life you never thought possible. And that's exactly what I want for you. Let me tell you about Sarah. Just a few months ago, Sarah was working 2 jobs, trying to keep up with bills that never seemed to stop coming. She had less than $250 in her bank account and a mountain of credit card debt that felt like it was crushing her. Every day felt like a battle, and she was tired. She felt stuck, like there was no way out. Sound familiar? Most of us have felt that way at some point. But then something amazing happened. Sarah came across this exact thought process I'm about to share with you. At first, she didn't believe it. She thought it was just another promise that would lead to disappointment. But she decided to give it a try anyway. She figured she had nothing to lose. And that decision, to try something new, to open her mind just a little, changed her whole life. Within the first week, Sarah won $5,000 in a local contest she didn't even remember entering. Can you imagine? She was so surprised she almost didn't believe it was real. But it didn't stop there. In the 3rd week, her small side business took off in a way she never expected. She went from barely making enough to pay for groceries to bringing in $25,000 in a single day. And by the end of the month, she got a letter from a lawyer. Her long-lost relative had left her an inheritance worth over $2 million. Sarah's life didn't just change, it transformed completely. And it wasn't because she suddenly became smarter or found some magic formula. It was because she learned to think about money in a whole new way. She stopped believing that money was hard and started seeing it as something that could flow to her easily. She stopped working from fear and started working from trust. And that's the difference this thought process can make. Sarah's story isn't some rare miracle. It's what happens when you understand how your mind can create real, lasting change. When you let go of old limits and start to see money as natural and abundant, you open the door to everything you've ever wanted, and that door is open to you too, right now. All you need to do is step through it. 5 years ago, I was in a place that might sound a lot like where you are now. I was living in a small apartment that always felt too cramped and too cold. Every month, I struggled to pay the rent, and more often than not, I had to choose between groceries and the electric bill. I was working a job that barely covered the basics, and every time I tried to get ahead, it felt like the world found a way to push me back down. I tried everything, working extra hours, starting side gigs, even buying scratch tickets at the corner store, anything to change my situation. But nothing worked. It felt like the harder I tried, the harder life became. Then, one day, I stumbled onto this thought process that I'm sharing with you today. I was skeptical, just like you might be. I thought, if it's so easy, why isn't everyone rich? But something in me felt curious enough to try it, so I started small. I told myself that money could come to me in ways I couldn't imagine. I decided to think of money like air, everywhere, all the time, always there when I needed it. Within a few months, things began to change. Little by little, unexpected opportunities started showing up. A friend recommended me for a new job that paid twice as much. I found a check in the mail I'd completely forgotten about. My tiny side project started getting attention, and before I knew it, I was making more money from that than from my full-time job. And then, something even bigger happened. I was able to buy my dream home, a place that felt like a castle compared to where I'd been. I was able to start my own business and even help my parents retire early. That's when I knew this wasn't just luck or coincidence, it was real. The thought process I'd discovered wasn't just working for me, it was transforming my entire life. I wanted to shout it from the rooftops because I knew there were so many others out there, just like I had been, who felt stuck, tired, and defeated, and I wanted them to know there was hope. There is a way out, and it starts right here. If you're like most people, you've probably tried to make more money before. Maybe you've read books, watched videos, or even joined courses that promise to teach you how to get rich. And yet, here you are, still wondering why it hasn't worked for you. It's not your fault. The reason most people fail at manifesting money is that they're using the wrong approach. They think they have to prove themselves worthy of wealth first, like money is some kind of prize you earn after a lifetime of struggle, but that's just not true. The biggest trap I see is what I call the worth trap. It's the belief that you need to be perfect, that you need to work harder, that you need to suffer more before you deserve wealth. But money doesn't work that way. Money is energy. It doesn't care if you think you're worthy. It doesn't judge you or wait until you've paid your dues. It flows where your attention goes. When you understand this, everything changes. Another mistake people make is manifesting from a place of desperation. They focus on the bills piling up, the debt collectors calling, the feeling of lack that keeps them awake at night. And what does that do? It brings more of the same. More bills, more stress, more struggle. It's like trying to find love when you're desperately lonely. That kind of energy pushes what you want further away. And let's not forget the overcomplication trap. So many people think they have to do a million different things, meditate for hours, chant affirmations until they're hoarse, follow strict routines with no room to breathe. They get so caught up in doing it right that they miss the most important part, the feeling. Because that's what money responds to, your feelings, your energy, your belief. And when you get that right, you unlock a flow of abundance you never thought possible. So now that you know why most people fail, let's talk about what actually works. This is the secret thought process that has changed everything for me and for so many others. It's so simple that you might not believe it at first. But remember, simple doesn't mean weak. Sometimes the most powerful things are the easiest to understand. Here it is. You have to shift from wanting money to allowing money. Let that sink in for a moment. Most people spend their whole lives wanting money. They chase it, they dream about it, they work for it. But wanting creates resistance. It's like chasing a butterfly. Every time you get close, it flies away. Wanting puts up a wall between you and what you desire. It keeps you in a state of lack, always thinking, I don't have enough. But allowing is different. Allowing means understanding that money is already here. It's already flowing all around you, just like air. You don't worry about where your next breath is coming from, do you? You trust that it's there. That's how you need to think about money. Instead of, I want money, you start thinking, money naturally flows to me. Imagine this thought as natural as breathing. You're not forcing it, you're not doubting it, you're just knowing it's true. When you get a bill, instead of feeling panic, think, money flows to me so easily that this bill is already paid. When you want to buy something, think, money comes to me in expected and unexpected ways. It's about shifting your energy from stress to trust, from lack to abundance. Here's what makes this process different from just positive thinking. You're not trying to convince yourself of something that isn't real. You're not pretending your problems don't exist. You're acknowledging where you are right now, but choosing to think in a way that allows money to flow into your life. It's like tuning your mind to the right station so you can receive the signal that's always been there. And once you do that, money finds you. Now that you understand the secret thought process of allowing money, it's time to make it real with a simple yet powerful visualization practice. Most people think that visualization is about dreaming big and getting super excited, but that's not quite right. The key is to make wealth feel normal, like it's already a part of your life. This way, your mind doesn't fight against it, it just accepts it. Start by closing your eyes and imagining checking your bank account, but do it as casually as you would check the weather. Picture that $50 million balance on the screen. Don't get overly excited or jump for joy. Just see it and think, oh, that's normal. That's just the way it is. Feel how calm and steady that makes you feel. It's like looking out the window and seeing the sun shining. It's nice, but it's not a big deal. It just is. Take this feeling further. Picture yourself using that money in everyday ways. Maybe you're paying bills, buying groceries, or helping a family member. But do it with the same calm confidence as you would if you were buying a cup of coffee. You're not stressed about it. You're not thinking about how much you have left or whether it's enough. You just know that the money is there and that it's always flowing to you. This is how you train your mind to accept wealth as your natural state. The real power of this practice is that it shifts your energy. It makes wealth feel easy and normal, instead of something you have to struggle for. And when wealth feels normal to your mind, your outer world starts to match that inner feeling. Opportunities come to you, money flows in, and you start to live the life you've always dreamed of. That's the magic of making wealth feel normal. Building wealth through manifestation isn't about doing something once and then forgetting about it. It's about making it a natural part of your daily life. Just like brushing your teeth or getting dressed in the morning, here's how you can build this wealth mindset into your everyday routine. Every morning, before you check your phone or start your day, take a few minutes to feel wealthy. Don't just think about wealth, feel it in your whole body. Imagine that your bank account is full, your bills are paid, and you can help anyone who needs it. Feel the peace and freedom that comes from knowing you're always supported. This sets the tone for your entire day. During the day, whenever you spend money, even if it's just buying a coffee, take a deep breath and think, more money is already flowing back to me. When you pay bills, smile and say to yourself, money flows both ways, and it always returns to me multiplied. At first, this might feel strange, but with practice, it will start to feel normal, and that's when the real magic happens. At night, before you go to bed, take a moment to review your day from the perspective of a wealthy person. Instead of focusing on what you don't have or what went wrong, appreciate everything money has already brought into your life. The roof over your head, the food you ate, the clothes you wear. Feel grateful for the abundance that's already here, and trust that even more is on its way. This simple routine, done every day, will reprogram your mind to accept wealth naturally and effortlessly. Even with the best intentions, doubts and obstacles will come up on your journey to wealth. It's normal. Your mind has been trained for years to think in a certain way, and it might resist these new thoughts at first. But knowing how to handle these challenges is the key to staying on track. The first obstacle is doubt. You might think, this isn't working, or this is too good to be true. When that happens, remember that doubt is just your old programming trying to keep you safe. Thank your mind for trying to protect you and gently return to your new thought process. Say to yourself, I am open to money flowing to me in ways I can't even imagine. Another challenge is dealing with negative people around you. Friends or family might laugh at your new mindset or call it unrealistic. You don't need to argue with them or prove anything. Just smile, thank them for their concern, and keep focusing on your own vision. Their doubt can't stop your blessings unless you let it. One of the trickiest blocks is what I call the evidence trap. This is when you look at your current bank account and let it shake your faith. Remember, your current situation is just a reflection of your old thoughts. It's like looking at a snapshot of the past. Instead of getting discouraged, shift your focus to the future you want to create. Finally, some people fear success without even realizing it. They worry that more money might change their relationships or bring new problems. If you notice this fear, remind yourself that money only makes you more of who you already are. If you're a kind, generous person, money will help you do even more good in the world. Embrace the idea that wealth is a tool for positive change, and trust that you can handle it with wisdom and grace. As you begin to use this thought process every day, you'll start to notice signs that your mindset is shifting and your wealth is growing. The first and most important sign is a change in how you feel about money. You'll find yourself feeling less stressed when you spend money and more relaxed about your finances, even if your bank balance hasn't changed yet. This emotional shift is a clear sign that your new thought process is working. Next, watch for small, unexpected blessings. Maybe you find money in a pocket you forgot about, or a friend buys you lunch, or you get a discount on something you needed. These little signs show that money is starting to flow to you in new ways. Pay attention to these moments and celebrate them. They're proof that your energy is shifting. You might also notice that people start treating you differently. You might get better service, more respect, or unexpected opportunities. These are all signs that your energy is attracting positive experiences. Embrace them and keep your focus on the wealth you're creating. The biggest sign of all is when you stop worrying about the signs. You'll reach a point where you just know that money is flowing to you, even if you can't see it yet. That deep trust is the final step before big things start to happen. Stay in that energy and watch as the universe brings you opportunities you never imagined. Now you know the exact thought process that can bring you $50 million. You understand how to think, feel, and act to allow money to flow to you naturally. All that's left is to begin. Remember, the universe doesn't care about the amount. It responds to your energy. Start today, stay consistent, and watch as your life transforms. The only thing between you and the wealth you deserve is the decision to take this first step. Peace, abundance, and $50 million blessings to you.